This is Robert from Robert's Review Channel. Have you ever heard of a Miracle Noodle? Well, I've got one for you today. So, I have been dieting pretty much all my life, I guess. I didn't really think of that. But yeah, I'm pretty much off and on diet. And I have been eating a lot of low-carb or no-carb options. And so cauliflower and zucchini noodles and rice and stuff like that are pretty much a staple of my diet, and cauliflower pizza dough, stuff like that. Well, it just is not a noodle. I mean, there's no way around it. It's not a noodle. It's not rice. It's not, it's not the same. But I mean, that doesn't mean it doesn't taste good. I saw this, and this one here is Miracle Rice, and this one here is Angel Hair Pasta, and it's basically shirataki pasta, but it is made from a plant called konjac, and it's basically an Asian herb, and then they use the part that goes underground, like it's not necessarily the stem, but the part that's underground that contains it contains a lot of starch, and it makes a good noodle. I googled it to find out what it was, and the stuff is actually pretty good for you. It does have a little bit more fiber, so if you're fiber sensitive, you might want to be careful with that. And it said that it's good for diabetics, but it also said it can cause like a hyperglycemic reaction. I don't know exactly what it was, but if you're a diabetic, you should probably Google it first. I'm not really concerned about that. I'm concerned about the carbs. And so if you see in the picture here, I have, when I bought it, it came in a box with 2 of each type in there. So there were 6 bags total. It was a little spendy. I think it was just above $16. And the bags, they seem a little small. Now they're filled with water, and so the pasta is suspended in the water, so it feels kind of like a, I don't even know how to describe it, like a water balloon almost. But the pasta is just floating in there, and it doesn't require refrigeration or anything. So basically last night I made chicken fettuccine, and maybe by the time I post the video, maybe I will have a couple more dishes to show you with these other ones. So that was the fettuccine noodle there, and here's the picture of that one. And then, so the angel hair pasta, it's going to be spaghetti, okay? There's no question about it. Spaghetti, turkey meatballs, light sauce, lots of good stuff like mushrooms and celery and olives, because those are all fine on the diet, as long as it's in moderation, of course, on the olives. Then this one, I'm pretty sure the rice is going to end up in a fried rice dish. And, pork fried rice, that's one of my favorites. A little bit of egg beaters, and not too many vegetables usually in my pork fried rice because it's hard to get good combinations with that. But I'm going to start off by saying that I made that fettuccine, and it was amazingly good. I opened the package, and I poured them into a colander so that way they could drain off all the water, and then gave them a light rinse with cool water. And so I guess from what I understood that I was just supposed to heat them all the way through. And I'm just going to take a look here, and it says to drain, put in boiling water for 2 minutes, then dry the noodles by placing them in a non-oiled pan on medium heat until dry. So a little bit different than the actual way that I cooked them, but what I did is I made my fettuccine sauce like I would normally do, and then I used them the same way I would use zucchini noodles, and I basically just threw them in the hot sauce. So the sauce was completely warm, at full temperature, and then I threw them in there and cooked them off that way. But they had been dried and rinsed then when I went to rinse them off, they smelled kind of funny. So I decided that I was going to take a bite of one of the noodles before I flavored it or, put it in the sauce, because I didn't want to waste all that sauce because it's really good. And, when you start adding things like Greek yogurt and Parmesan cheese and just the right balance of stuff so it stays within your diet, it actually can end up being a little spendy, so you don't want to waste any of that. I tasted it, like I said, it smelled a little funny, but it didn't taste like a lot of anything. I don't even know how to describe the taste. Like if you taste like a fettuccine noodle, it has that egg flour kind of taste. It just kind of, it has that homey egg noodle taste almost. But with this, it really didn't have a lot of taste to it. So then I ended up going ahead and putting it in the fettuccine sauce and heating it all the way through. So really it was on high. I threw the noodles in, stirred them in really good, put the lid on, counted to 20, and turned the stove off and left the lid on for about 4 or 5 minutes so that way the noodles would completely heat all the way through. And I got it out and I took a bite of it, and wow, it was really good. Like I said, the noodles really just took on all the flavor that they were supposed to. They really married well with the fettuccine sauce. So, like I said, I'm gonna try to cook these other ones and drop the pictures in the video. And if they're not as good as the other ones, I won't post the video. But if they are as good, then you know that this is great. I am definitely a buy again on the fettuccine for sure. And I have high hopes on these other two. So I would recommend this product, especially if you're on a low-carb diet. So thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Like always, click the links below if you want to buy yourself a box, and enjoy. Thank you.